some good news for you. If you keep starting, stopping, and restarting on your weight loss journey, it has nothing to do with discipline or wanting it enough. So the guilt trip that you probably have felt, the guilt trip that you've been told directly or indirectly by the fitness and weight loss industries is not true. Now, what has happened here is it's become just very easy to follow this pattern, even probably to the point of when things don't go the way that you want them to go, that you have a steady stream of thoughts that you don't even necessarily stop to pay attention to, but like you're already like 3 or 4 levels deep by the time you realize that you're tearing yourself down and criticizing yourself and you know basically telling yourself to get it together, or you know what to do, you just need to do it, but saying it in a not nice way. So all or nothing thinking, I think, hits all of us in areas of our life. Um, Definitely at one time or another, but for many of us, it's just a very easy pattern to fall into. And fitness and weight loss, I think, is one of the easiest places to fall into it, because you can very easily start to compare yourself to the perceived progress of others, the perceived schedule of others as far as how they're following through. Why can't I do what so and so is doing? This has always been the case, but social media has amped this up. Um, and the tricky part with this is that long-term success with just not only losing weight, not only maintaining the results, but actually building an active lifestyle that you enjoy starts with your preferences, what you are willing and able to follow through on. That's true with exercise, and yes, that's true with food. So, there's a lot of nuance. So you have all on one side, nothing on the other. And in between is the something that is actually going to give you the nuance that works best for you. Again, something that fits your preferences, but also fits your schedule, your life, how you can make this stuff fit your life and not try to cram your life into a preset program. Here's the good news. All of the information that you need for the nuance, you already have within yourself. Because if you've been on a weight loss journey for years, decades, maybe much of your life, you've figured out what works for you, what works for you really well, what works for you just a little bit, and what doesn't work for you at all. And even if something doesn't work for you now that's worked in the past, you have a point of reference for when you try it out and test it out. So it's all about building a foundation for this stuff. And um, within your level fitness, that's what the entire, well, one of the messages that everything comes back to. So you can check out the framework if you go to the homepage on yourlevelfitness.com. One of the buttons there is for the framework. That's going to basically show you how to set everything from, take all the information, all the experience and context that you have, set goals around it, and not stretch goals, not pushing yourself outside of your comfort zone, really getting dialed in on figuring out where you are, what you actually like to do, and build a foundation on this. So setting goals, tracking progress, really being able to identify the nuance stuff. And that's, you can totally do that on your own. So make sure that you check that out. It's really all about the nuance. It's all about the nuance. And see, that's the thing is with the all or nothing, and nope, I failed, I've restarted, I need to go back. It's the exact opposite of what's going to work for you. And again, if you've been on and off the weight loss roller coaster for a long time, doing the opposite is actually probably going to be a good place to start for you, I would say. So, but you have the experience. You know how to do this. And the other thing, tying the all or nothing back to consistency, which is what we talk most about here. Um, Consistency is not 7 days a week for most people. And if it ends up being 7 days a week, as far as your workouts and staying on your eating plan, you start somewhere less than 7 days a week. For many people, frankly, figuring out something that's based on your preferences and doing it 3 days a week is a great place to start. Now, when I say food and starting around your preferences, yeah, eat whatever you want. Things that you could eat every single day, but you got to eat them every single day. And then what eventually happens, because you're not going to eat chocolate cake for more than a couple weeks if you were eating it every day. Trust me, people have tried to prove me on this, prove me wrong on this. But what ends up happening is you then start to eat or add the fruits and vegetables to what you're eating. You start drinking water in addition to whatever else it is that you're drinking. You don't have to cut anything out at the beginning. You're building a foundation. You're building something that works for you, and you're showing up and you're following through. Then gradually, if the way that you do your workouts, the way that you fit extra activity in, if it ends up being that it is something that you do every day, you have a foundation that you've built around that. But you're already consistent. You're already way more consistent than you think you are. And consistency is one of those identity shifts that I want you guys to make. Right? Like, so many people trying to lose weight, they have a lot of their identity wrapped up in their outward appearance. But eventually, your outward appearance is going to change, regardless of how much you work out, regardless of how much of a calorie deficit you're in. So I think the more we can shift our identity to these things that are within our control, consistency is one of them. You're already more consistent in other areas of life than you're giving yourself credit for. Now, sometimes with consistency, and I say this a lot, some things you do daily, some things you do almost daily, some things you do weekly, some things you do like once a month, and so on. I consistently do laundry 2 to 3 times a week. Don't do it every day, but I know in the better part of a week, I'm going to be doing laundry. I trust myself to do that. Brush my teeth, I don't know, 2 to 3 times a day. Take a shower, same thing. You are consistent. And consistent with eating and exercise, it's never going to be 100% unless it's built around your preferences. Then you might actually enjoy the food that you're eating, which you should. But make that identity shift. So that is what I have for you. If you're brand new to the Your Level Fitness message, again, linked up in the show notes in the description is the link to the homepage. It's got a ton of resources for you. If you're wanting to showcase your identity of being consistent, head to the shop. I've got a ton of consistent, always and forever. Always and forevers are the monikers that I really, these are things that I tie into part of my identity that are actual, like within my control in most things. So I like them: confident, consistent, and resilient. Those are the always and forever. So check that stuff out. And then the journal prompts are really a good way to connect with yourself and really get to the bottom of a lot of what's going on. So it's a great place to start. So check those out. Sign up for those as well. I send those out via email. But that's what I have for you. So if you are listening on the podcast, welcome. If you like what you're hearing, go ahead and subscribe. If you're watching on YouTube and you like what you're watching, welcome. I mean, welcome even if you don't like it, but go ahead and subscribe, and then share the episode, share the video with somebody that you think might enjoy watching or listening. And if you are watching on YouTube, depending on how long it takes me to wrap this up, they're pointing out a video that they think you would like to watch next. So check that out if you'd like to as well. So that is what I have for you. Thank you always for listening and watching. I'll talk to you again real soon.